Everybody doing? Welcome back to Ask Hat Podcast on YouTube. What I got here, this is issue 1 of the miniseries, 1963, Mystery Incorporated. America's most exciting comic book, Mystery Incorporated. Book 1. God darn it, Crystal Man, our own headquarters is trying to murder us. And it's all your fault. Mayhem on the Mystery Mile. What 1963 is. This was it Stephen Bissett? I'll look on the inside, but basically, Alan Moore and some other people in the early days of Image, probably the first, I think it's the second year Image was around. So they were going to do a comic where they're kind of homaging, parodying, and taking the piss out of all at the same time the early Silver Age Marvel shit. Mystery Incorporated is the Fantastic Four. You got, that's Mr. Fantastic, that's Crystal Man. I think this character is called the Planet, if I remember right, that's the thing. Gas Queen or something like this. That's Invisible Woman. And this electrical person, that's Human Torch. And it was a 6-issue miniseries. And it was supposed to all wrap up in the 1963 annual. And the thing about this was each issue of this book covered a different hero. There's Mystery Incorporated. There was the Fury, which was like a Spider-Man kind of character. There was a Dr. Beatnik or something like this. I can't remember what his character's name was. It was like a Doctor Strange. They even had two of the books were kind of like the old Marvel Tales of Sanche and Tales of Suspense, where you get two heroes in a book. I mean, you'll see when I go through this. They really, everybody worked on this, brought their A game. Really good stuff. These got forgotten, and when people talk about the early days, they mention about nothing that came out of there was well written. They haven't read this, obviously, because this is so well written. This is so good. There's no trades because there's, whoever created, each person who created some owns the rights, and some of these people don't get along anymore. That annual never came out. I never got a 100% answer why. I've heard various things. I've heard what was supposed to happen, and I'll get to that at the end, because it's really connected into this issue. And as of a few years ago, not the Alan Moore characters, but the characters created by who I think is Stephen Bissett, I'll see when I open this book up, were supposed to be appearing again. And it didn't happen, sadly. But these are extremely cheap. I mean, I used to see these all the time, the cheap bins at comic shops. And even if you order them online, you might pay $2 an issue. And this is some of the best stuff Moore done in a long time. Superhero stuff, I hear all the praisers, Wildcats run, I read it. It didn't appeal to me. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, I catch shit for this. I didn't enjoy it. I got the trade of the first series, read it twice, read it once, I'm like, oh, this is not good. And this is after having it hyped. By the time I got the trade of the first series, he'd already left Wildstorm, ABC, wherever it was DC by then, and went to Top Shelf and published one. I think the Black Dossier might have came out. Matter of fact, I'll tell you, I know when I got it. It was, I don't know if they were out yet, but the news had been announced that before Watchmen was starting. That's when I read League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, the first series, and I read it, hated it. Read it again just to make sure, oh God, it's still bad, and gave the trade away. Knew I could have sold it for $3-5. I gave it to somebody like, I don't want this shit polluting my collection. This is one of the more things that I really think more people should read, but nobody seems to want to read it. Let's check this shit out. Let me get it open. A bedazzling embrace of barnstorming bargains from the Bower of Brilliance. Image Comics presents 1963. No One Escapes the Fury. That's issue 2. And then Tales of the Uncanny with U.S. Agent and, Hypernaut, I think might be this character. And this is from Shadowline. A subservient sweep of the 63 sombrero to our swinging supervisors, the saints, sages, and savants of Shadowline. April of 93. So this would be the second year then. Mr. Incorporated, Alan Moore, Stephen Bissett, and Rick Veitch. Contents issues, Alan Moore, Rick Veitch, and Dave Gibbons. Who we got here? We got Alan Moore. Sensational script by affable Al Moore. Promethean pencils by roaring Rick Veitch. Immaculate inks by dashing Dave Gibbons. Lyrical letters by Dandy Don Simpson. Dandy Don. Charismatic chromas by Mary Marvin Kilroy. So we got I think that's the Planet. I'm pretty sure. They breaking in and they're Mr. Fantastic. He's kind of Crystal. He can do this kind of shit. And there's Johnny Storm calls electrical, so he takes him on water. And then Quantum Queen, I think might be her name. Quantum Queen. And like, the only thing is that they're, the planet. He could turn back to human. That was one difference. You find out how they got their powers. How excited the government. Oh, here we go. And like, they even got and other issues, but they really, look at 6 panels per page. Oh, this is just, you're reading these, and one thing, I gave the 6 issues that came out, I gave the 6 issues to an uncle of mine who grew up on the Marvel Silver Age shit. He had at one time, and he was a dumbass, because by the time he did this, he knew, I mean, they weren't as valuable as they are now, but he had like the first year or 2 years of Amazing Spider-Man, Avengers, Fantastic Four, Tales of Suspense from the Silver Age, Tales of Astonish, Strange Tales, and one other one. And loved them, and then let somebody he barely knew borrow them and never got them back. All right, they give them their origin. It's like the Fantastic Fours. They land on, instead of they go into space, they land on this asteroid, and they land on these statues, and they get their powers. Blah, 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 blah. But he even pointed out how it felt like he was reading one of the Marvel things. And see, she sees this person coming backwards. And that's the thing, look, it's cough backwards. And that's a big part of this. This character, is actually, you find out later on, is coming backwards. They're catching him going backwards through time. So they're just trying to figure out, and that's what they're doing, trying to figure out who this invader of their own headquarters is. And look, you even get like the Stan soapbox and all that shit. And here they list all the titles. We got April is Mystery Incorporated. May is The Fury. June is Tales of Uncanny, which offers USA, the ultimate special agent, not US agent, and Hypernaut. July is Tales from Beyond, which features the unbelievable In-Man, which is kind of like their Hulk in a way, but he's intelligent. And Johnny Beyond, that's the Dr. Beatnik. Johnny Beyond. Johnny Beyond was really good too. And then August, Horus, Lord of Light, which is basically Thor, but using Egyptian mythology. And then September, the Tomorrow Syndicate, which is USA, the Hypernaut, Inframan and Infragirl, which are the only originals that hadn't already appeared, Horus, and the unbelievable In-Man. Did you know, apart from you all know, Cheerful Chester Brown. Yeah, because I think of Chester Brown, I think of Cheerful in a second. That's why I love they use so many great indie comic talents on this. You can tell all of them love this shit. Oh, you all know Cheerful Chester Brown is the infinitely incredible inker on the heart-halting Hypernaut series, but did you know that Chirpy Chest is also an award-winning artist and writer? That's right, Traveler, our very own Dean of Delineation, picked up a couple of the hugely heralded Harvey Awards for his sensational solo series Yummy Fur, as published by Canada's Drawn and Quarterly. The same crazy Canucks who also produced Peep Show, Palookaville, Dirty Plot, and a mess of other mixed-up masterpieces that some of you older 63-lights out there may enjoy. As an added bonus for all of fabulous femme founds, did you know that Chunky Chester is still single? And they talk about, what I love in this is they point out how if you read between the lines a lot of the old Marvel shit, sometimes they're going off on Marvel. It's about all the horrible working conditions. It's just great. Such great stuff. Because they used everything in this. The ads, everything. I love that. And it sucks because... But it's Alan Moore and Steve Bissett, as far as I know. It's Alan Moore, and I'm pretty sure Steve Bissett. I definitely know Alan Moore's the reason why this is not out in trade. This is one that, oh my God, I'd love to have a nice hardcover, of this, but it ain't gonna happen. Say every once in a while they'll give you a 5-panel page, but we're getting 6 panels, 6 panels, 6 panels, 6 panels. And then look, they even got shirts here. I love this character. This is the Red Brain, if I remember right. He fought USA. Hear me, children of America. Do not even think of simply photocopying this coupon and sending it in. No, instead, cut up this comic, making it worthless. In this way, my Soviet masters shall bring the capitalist comic collector's market to his knees. Ha 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 ha. Just shit like that. It's like, oh my God, this stuff is so good. And I like the character who carries a quiver with arrows and trick arrows and walks backwards, absorbs whatever kid dynamo. I don't know what to fucking care. They have pinups in the back, they'll tell me. Until it's like this little TV looking thing. And look at this. You gotta look close, but all these ones and zeros. Binary data. Just a little, oh, here we go. Here we go. I can't even feel my body. That doesn't feel like being flesh or blood or like being electrical. Where in the blazes am I? You're right. Where I want you, you insufferable little twerp. Your every particle is recorded onto a strip of magnetic tape in this modified digital audio transfer device. I think I'll switch off the audio so I don't have to listen to you babbling while we're in transit. You see, we're going on a journey, you and I, further than your fabled mysterious asteroid, further than you've ever dreamed. Don't be dispirited. You should feel honored. You see, you're the first pawn to be captured in the great and final war of the worlds. That's what this whole series is leading to. Little pieces. There's little pieces in each issue that kind of play into that storyline, and then the final couple pages of issue 6, you find out, and you find out I think at the last panel they reveal who this Green Bowman is. I didn't say Green Arrow, I said Green Bowman. And then we never get anything. There's like the Russian version of him, because we got to have a Russian version. And he explains how the characters coming from a different Earth going backwards in time. See? So it looked like they're walking backwards. Like the cough is because she'd already gassed it. And then when he finally met it, he starts coming forwards in time. So like, okay, we're going to do this. And then they journey into the maybe machine. Look at this. It's really... And we get a letters page, which I am guessing every one of these letters is made up. And none of them are really names of like comic creators. But they're really cool. They're talking about like, I liked what happened in this issue. If you read like the letters you would read in a silver or hell even past the... What is there about there called the 80s in comics? I know, the 60s was the silver age and the 70s kind of the bronze age. What's the 80s? Yeah, I've heard the dark age, and yeah, it's not all dark. But letters I'd read in the comic page. Then we get Crystal Man pinup. That's kind of cool. We get a Neon Queen. Okay, I thought it was Quantum Queen. Neon Queen. Kid Dynamo. I was right on that one. And the planet. And then we get, check this out. The mighty Mystic Moondog predicts in the future there will be stores that sell nothing but comics. Yes, it's true, says noted American comic book fan and psychic, the mighty mystical Moondog. The kids of the 90s will be fortunate enough to buy all their favorite comic books at stores like mine, Moondogs. Imagine a world where kids won't have to pedal their bicycles all over town, trudging from drugstore to dime store, fanatically in search of your favorite comics. The mighty mystical Moondog. Predict that in the 90s, kids will hop onto their atomic-powered copter bikes and vroom over to a Moondog store and find the widest, deepest array of comics imaginable. There will be hundreds of titles in each Moondog store. Plus, the lucky kids of the future will find trading cards, model kits, unusual toys and figurines, plus stuff that hasn't even been invented yet, like role-playing games, video, and audio tapes. Money-making opportunities in the future by saving old comics. The mighty mystical Moondog goes on to predict, in the future, smart fellows will be able to make money by selling their old comics. In fact, if you carefully save the very comic you hold in your hand and store it in a cool, dark, dry place, chances are excellent that your comic from 1963 will be worth $1,000 or more by 1993. You owe it to yourself to shop at Moondogs, but you'll have to be patient. Our first store won't open until 1978, but by 1993, there'll be six conveniently located Chicagoland Moondogs. Moondogs will be worth waiting for, and they list all of them. Make my Moondogs. Shamed by you English? You can speak soon and write like graduate college if me let you help for a day of 15 minutes. Yes, it's the old, just all of it. Like I said, the Green Bowman. It revealed that it's fucking Shaft from the Youngblood. And it makes out to Shaft to be the villain, but what I've heard the annual was supposed to be is that Shaft, something was happening in the current Image universe, and that the characters from 1963 are supposed to be brought there to help get rid of the darkness. It's kind of like Alan Moore's apology for, okay, look, I know Watchmen's a great comic. I'm proud that I created it, but I hate the darkness that polluted comics afterwards. They took one aspect of the comic and just magnified it. That's what it feels like, and he kind of did that again with, give me a second here, Judgment Day from Awesome Comics. I think he incorporated some of the ideas from this into that. I need to do Judgment Day one time. That's a great fucking series. But yeah, fucking 1963. I gotta find the rest of my issues. And for you out there collecting, here's what I know there's out there. You got all 6 issues. There's a Hero Illustrated Ashcan version of issue 5, the Horus issue. I'm pretty sure there's an Ashcan of this one. There's a couple of shirts, and that's it. What I'd love to get is everything, and then get everything signed by Moore and Bissett and Veitch and everybody else who worked on this shit that's still around, which I think all of them are still alive. I don't think anybody's passed. Dandy Don Simpson. Cheeky, cheerful Chester Brown. I hope you enjoyed that. Wow, I did 15 minutes on that shit. I'll talk to everybody later. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment. You know what? For a comment, tell me what your favorite, what you think is an underrated, unheralded piece of a comic from the early days of Image. Or hell, even let's expand even more. Not even that. An unheralded comic from the early days of the comic boom. So like 92, 93. And subscribe as always. Oh, bye-bye, everybody. That's my hand waving at you.